smile and face anytime we can, but if you're in a hurry, Hancock'sNeighborhoodMarket.com is the way to go. Hancock's Neighborhood Market, Cadence.
1580, 103.3 WPKY. And, of course, it's time for Coffee Talk. And we like to start every single day on Coffee Talk with the Pledge of Allegiance because we love our kids. And if your child would like to actually be the star for the day and kick us off on Coffee Talk with the Pledge of Allegiance, all you have to do is leave that on our answering machine. Very easy to do. Let me give you the phone number, 270-963-9155. And they can be the star for the day and just leave their Pledge of Allegiance on the answering machine, and we'll use it. Please make sure that you leave their name with us, okay? Because I would like to thank them as well. All right, everybody on your feet. Hands over your heart. Here we go.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, we love that. Love the way that we start that off every single day. Again, here's the phone number if you'd like your child to kick off Coffee Talk with us, 270-963-9155. And I want to say good morning. Now, I'll tell you, not many people get to do this, but man, have they increased and gotten into this big, huge location. We're so proud of them. It's Travis Veterinary Services. Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
How are you, Dr. Luna?
I'm doing well. How are you this morning?
I think I called it Travis Veterinary. So, no, this is Dr. Travis Luna. I guess I'm backwards this morning, huh?
You got it. Luna Veterinary, but yes. I'm Dr.
There
Luna.
you go. I'll get it in a minute. I'll tell you, I need to drink. A friend of mine, Scott.
Coffee time, right?
Right. Well, it's coffee talk, and I guess I just need more coffee. I got the double buzz. Scott and the folks down at Farmers Bank, I want to thank you very much. I love those. Scott, you are my Superman. They brought me a double buzz from Java this morning, and I haven't got to drink enough of it yet.
Awesome.
You just got, I think you need a lot of coffee because you just moved into a huge location.
We sure did. Yep. This is our first week in the building. We actually moved in last Tuesday was our first day of business. So I guess technically we have been here for a week. We're at the 51 Old Fredonia Road location behind the new Los Agaves restaurant here in town. We've obviously expanded our facilities. We have 3 exam rooms now, capability to do multiple surgical procedures at a time, upgraded our x-ray equipment to digital radiographs. So we have a lot of upgraded technology and capability that we didn't have before. And of course, we're having to adjust our capabilities with COVID. And so it's kind of worked out pretty well for us so far.
Well, I'll tell you, I told you yesterday, I've been so excited for your, being able to move out to that location. I think everybody's been really kind of looking forward to seeing you do that. And don't get me wrong, we love the old Rogers Vet Clinic out there. I think a lot of us were used to going, but man, this is so centrally located and this is so nice.
It really is. It's going to have a great flow to it. It is more centrally located, which I think will be more convenient for most of our clients, and it'll be more inconvenient as far as driving for some, but it's only about 2 miles from the old location. But, it's we got to change and evolve with the times, and this is just kind of a natural progression of this practice.
Well, and you do, what is that saying, all creatures great and small? And that's kind of what, the Luna Vet Services does. I mean, anything from the small critters to the big ones,
We do. My primary focus is on small animal equine. I'll see a few small ruminants from time to time. Dr. Rogers will see a little bit of everything, as far as we see birds, hedgehogs, snakes, horses, cattle. That's kind of our mainstay. But we will see about everything if we can.
I think that's fantastic. When you said hedgehogs, you don't think about that. My kids used to have a hedgehog. That's why I think that's why I was laughing about it. But, it's some of those things that you don't hear very often said in the same sentence. Normally it's one or the other, and that's really nice that you guys do the whole shebang.
That's right. We do the best that we can do, and obviously there are some things, just like every hospital, that are beyond our expertise, and we have good local relationships with other veterinary clinics in some of the larger cities, especially Clarksville, Nashville, Evansville. So if it's things that require, more advanced capability or more expertise, we have referral options to those facilities as well.
Well, in this day and age, a lot of times, especially in a community like ours, that's a small town, and we love that we're a small town. But a lot of times you'll hear that, well, we don't do that here. You'll have to take it somewhere else. Well, we don't do that here. But that's not something that you say a lot of. You say, okay. Come on.
Not very often. And that's kind of, I think, 20 or 30 years from now, the small town veterinarians like we have here, I hope they're still around, but it's a struggle. It's becoming more of a conglomerate, more of a big specialized medicine with larger facilities. And so hopefully practices like this will still be around in 30 or 40 years. That's just where it really becomes important for, people in our community, in our area to, really spend your dollars, locally, not just our business, but every small business in town, because those tax dollars go back to our community, helps us pay our employees, and hopefully will help us be here for a long time to come.
Well, one of the things I got to admit that I really like about it, it's kind of a cross. You'll get that section of people that like, the old-fashioned way of doing things, or, the old ways are the best ways, and experience, and then you've got I don't know, I'd like a little younger veterinarian so that, it's got the new, well, you've got the best of both worlds.
We do right now, absolutely, and, Dr. Rogers has practiced, I think, by himself for, 30 or 40 years, and hopefully I'll be here for another 30 or 40, and hopefully a younger, newer, more modern generation will come up behind me and do their thing. Every generation is different, and we have to change with the times, change with the profession, and that's how we know we're making progress.
I think that's perfect, though. I think that's a great mix of old and new, and being able to, to kind of evolve through experience and new education and all of that. I think that's great. And I'll tell you, one of the things that you guys are doing is the voucher program. You're involved in that. So tell us a little bit about that.
We are. More specific questions, I would refer you to Charlie at the shelter, but Dr. Rogers has always, as a practice, has participated in that program. We are basically continuing that same policy, I guess you could say. Nothing's really changed. We've really just changed name, ownership, and location, but some of the policies, the fees, things like that really continue to be the same. But that voucher program, from my understanding, they get a certain amount of funding, and we will basically do spays and neuters at a pretty steep discount with people with that voucher, and then we just kind of go from there. I mean, that's kind of how it's always worked, and we'll continue to do that as long as we can.
Well, and this, the importance of spaying and neutering, that's important.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's going to cut down on the population of kind of unwanted pets that are out there. It frees up resources and facility, and obviously helps decrease the transmission of disease between humans and animals, which obviously that's a big thing going on right now. So there's lots of pluses to it. It's just good for it's good for us. It's good for the community. It's good for pet owners, and it's something that we will do as long as we can do so.
Well, and, here's an important question, too, that I wanted to ask you this morning. At what age do you give, like, a pup or even your kitten, I guess? What age do you really look at? Because I will admit, I had a puppy a few years back that I thought, was way too young, way before I would need to think about it. And guess what? Whoopsie!
Yeah. Nature will always find a way, right?
Right. So what age do we think about that?
So historically, it's always been, 6 months of age, no matter what. When I was in high school and undergrad, I worked as a vet assistant or in the kennel in some capacity, and that was always the recommendation. Now the recommendations are kind of changing. The more kind of knowledge and research that's done, with some of our larger breed animals like Great Danes, Boxers, Rottweilers, and maybe some large breed labs, we're finding that maybe it's best to let these guys, be a year old, 2 years old, and maybe in some cases not spay at all, because what you see are some increases in certain types of cancers if they're done too young. Now, if you're in a shelter environment, obviously those pets are getting spayed as young as 6, 7, 8 weeks, 10 weeks old. Kind of what they call pediatric spays. And, there's arguments to be made for that. Obviously, we're trying to keep those pets from unnecessarily reproducing and adding to the unwanted pet population. And so in that scenario, it's certainly acceptable to do. But for your run-of-the-mill, your typical client, what we see here, typically we're recommending spays anywhere from 6 months of age to a year. And it really depends on the breed now. We've got a lot more information and more research than what we had 20, 30 years ago. And so it's going to be on a case-by-case basis.
Well, and see that, I'll tell you, the old wives' tales, and it's, well, Bob told me this, or, Martha told me that. You can't necessarily go by that, really and truly, because I thought it was a year old, and I'll tell you, I got surprised. So I'm glad that I asked that, because that was something that basically to call and just kind of ask you, right?
That's right. That's what we're here for.
Okay. Well, the other thing I want to remind everybody about is shots. This is that time of year. And I'll tell you, with me, the way I try to do it is when we from season to season, kind of in that frame, when the time change starts working around, that's when I try to give out a lot of shots on the farm. What do you suggest as far as, what should we be doing going into the cold months?
Well, and it's really going to depend on the animal, whether cat, dog, horse, cattle, things like that. But really what you need to have is obviously a relationship with some local veterinarian, and hopefully that is us. And we're going to be able to guide you. Usually your cats and dogs are going to get vaccinated once they've had all their puppy shots, once a year, for rabies, distemper parvo, and cats for feline viral respiratory diseases, things of that nature. Horses are going to be on a different vaccine schedule. They also get rabies just like most species do, and their vaccination requirements are different. So really, this time of year, getting into springtime, summertime, those are when you're really transmitting the most disease. Obviously, we see lots of respiratory disease as we go into fall and winter, just like in humans. It's getting flu season, and sometimes that happens with our pets as well. So it's really hard to answer that question in great detail just because there's such variation. But you always want to be sure that they're getting some sort of vaccination at least every year, in some cases multiple, depending on that pet's lifestyle or what that horse does for work, and then kind of go from there.
Well, and I will say, I know in the last couple of years that I'm not even going to call out the ones that because it's kind of like those words that you don't want to say out loud because you don't want to. But there's a couple of those things that horses don't normally get, but are terrifying even to hear the words that have popped up in the region in the last few months that, make sure you get those shots, right?
That's absolutely correct. This year I know for sure because I've been in contact with the state veterinarian of Kentucky over the past couple months, but we have seen an increase in prevalence of strangles disease and Potomac horse fever, especially in western Kentucky this year. Those are documented cases, and so there are vaccines for both of those diseases. They're not exactly the most efficacious or the best vaccines, but they're definitely better than nothing, and they will definitely help cut down on the transmission of that. And Potomac horse fever, that one doesn't necessarily kill the horse itself. It's the laminitis they get from that disease that ultimately ends up killing these guys. So that's why it's so important that you got to be educated. Need to get these guys up to date, with people going to wranglers. We're seeing a lot of that going on right now as far as people camping, getting out on the trails, which, we want them to do. But that also comes with increased exposure. And so you just want to be sure, you have your Coggins testing done, have your vaccines done. Now's the time of year. If you haven't done so, if you have horses, you need to be deworming them with something that gets tapeworms. That's really important because we're seeing a lot of parasite resistance in horses, cattle, goats, and sheep that we're still not sure what we're going to do when we run out of drugs on that end. Obviously, that's a different discussion for a different time, but all those things are important.
Well, and that's, again, that S word, that strangles. That is something that, a lot of people say, oh, well, it's not here. It's states and states and states away. No, it is in our region, and, you need to pay attention to that. And again, diseases with horses can be very communicable the same way that COVID is with people.
Yeah, especially rabies, that's the big thing. And we don't see a lot of rabies here, in the States, but obviously, in places like the continent of Africa, for example, rabies is a daily thing for them. And here we haven't eradicated it. We still see cases every year, but, that's just the power of a vaccine. And, and I forget the numbers now, but there's a significant proportion of human diseases that come directly from animals. whether that's dogs, cats, horses, and even parasites and worms, the roundworms and hookworms that your puppy and kittens get. Those are things that humans can get, especially babies, older adults, immunocompromised people. So that's why it's really important for us to have a balance between, human health, animal health, vaccinating, deworming. It all plays a role.
Oh, we appreciate you so much. Remind us of your new times and your new location, Dr. Luna.
So our new location is at 51 Old Fredonia Road here in Princeton. It's Dr. Black's old practice facility. It's located right behind the Los Agaves restaurant. Our current hours, due to the coronavirus, are 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., and we'll probably be changing those hours in the next couple of months, probably going back to our old hours. We're open longer, and of course, if and when that happens, we'll make an announcement on Facebook.
Dr. Luna, we sure appreciate you from Luna Veterinary Clinic, and I'll tell you, you guys are, man, you're our heroes in so many levels, and we appreciate you. And hey, welcome to the new building. We're proud for you, and congratulations.
Thank you very much. We appreciate you, and if you guys need anything, we're here for you.
Oh, thanks so much. Of course, Dr. Travis Luna, I'll tell you, I've dealt with them myself, my horse babies. Yeah, he's the guy that you can trust. And Dr. Rogers, of course, is an institution in Caldwell County, I do believe. You put the two of those together, and I think that makes a perfect pair right there. So if you're looking, there they are. If you say, wait a minute, they're not there no more. No, it's the other end of town, but they're still here. They haven't gone anywhere. So Luna Veterinary Clinic, and, of course, that's just down Highway 62 West there on the right-hand side in Princeton. So make sure you tell them that we sent you over there, too. How about that? Don't forget about those vaccinations. They are key. I can't say enough about it. And if you need to find out some more information on those vouchers, you can always give the Caldwell County Animal Shelter a call as well. Stick around. I've got people in the lobby out there, and they're coming up next. Hang on, don't go anywhere.
Fall is the beginning of flu season. Protect yourself with a flu vaccine at Health First Community Health Center. It's your best shot at stopping the flu from getting to you. With same-day appointments and walk-ins welcome, they make it easy to arm yourself against infection. Contact the Health First Community Health Center office toll-free at 1-877-667-7017 or visit one of their 7 locations for all your health needs. At Health First, your health is their first concern. That's Health First Community Health Center.
Shop local, buy local, save big deals.
It's here. The Loyal Listener Big Deal Store is online and waiting for you to shop and buy gift certificates to local businesses. Go to WPKYonline.com. Click on Loyal Listener Big Deals. Here you'll find dozens and dozens of gift certificates. Some you'll even be able to redeem from your smartphone. Shop and buy 24 hours a day and save a ton of money in the process. Save on oil changes, dining out, haircuts, car washes, and more. Our store never closes, but you better hurry. You never know how long each deal will last.
Your home team at Trice Hughes wants to make sure your vehicle lasts as long as possible, especially since warmer weather means more driving. Trice Hughes reminds you that tire pressure is critical to maximizing the performance of your vehicle. From improved fuel mileage to smoother tire wear, make sure your tires are inflated to the correct PSI.
Trice Hughes is here for you and any questions you may have about your vehicle. Buy your next vehicle from the home team. Find them on Highway 91 North, Princeton, or at tricehughes.com.
Local businesses have supported us in every regard. Now it's our turn to support them. Here's a way you can help.
The road crews clearing, the law enforcement protecting, the health officials informing. Our local heroes are paid by you when you shop local businesses. Now more than ever, it's important that we shop local merchants who provide such important sales tax revenue. As we flatten the curve and rebuild, we need you to support local life. Keep our local economy strong with our local businesses. Here today, here tomorrow, we're in this together. This is Beth Mann, President and CEO of the Edge Media Group, asking you to support local.
The Edge Media Group encourages you to support local. Be sure to post what you're doing to show your support. #SupportLocal.
1580 103.3 WPKY. And guess who's in the house?
It's me.
It's Curtis T. No. Our Ministries is in the house.
Yes, ma'am.
Brother Riley, how are you?
I am blessed. Sorry I wasn't on last week. We had multiple things going on, and we didn't have enough information to give out, so I don't want to clog up your airways because other people got stuff to say. So
what?
short time this morning.
What
Just
do you
want
got?
to encourage, challenge, and bless folks. Things are going well. We did come on and promote the fact that we were having the meal for men. And Man Church is a regular-oriented process now. The first Thursday of the month, we will be doing something. This month, coming up.
What'd you call it? Man Church?
Man Church, baby.
Okay.
Man Church. We're going to have some Man Church. So, what's his steak dinner? Dennis Wilder will be here. He's with Pastors in the Outdoors. He will be speaking that night, so 6:30. Contact our office, and you can get some tickets to go. $15 for a steak dinner and some encouragement, so bring some people with you. And come down to Lyon County to the Convention Center on Thursday night, November the 5th. For Man Church, What's a Steak Dinner, and be a part of what God's doing. You know, in this culture season that we're in, we're just trying to challenge, encourage, and undergird what the church is doing, what people are in need of, and so we want to put that out there. So come be a part of it. That same week, you pray and be watching for Pastors in the Outdoors will be here. There'll be 6 men from all over the country that have come to get respite encouragement. They'll be shooting 4-legged animals called deer. And Pastors in the Outdoor does that to encourage them, and we will be supporting and helping them in the process of what's going on.
Well, this woman in the outdoors is going to be doing a little bit of it, too.
You're going to be slaying deer. But anyway, and for those of you who don't know, pastors need time and encouragement sometimes. And so Pastors in the Outdoors is a ministry to encourage those that are not necessarily broke or weak, but just need an uplifting in the midst of all that we've got going on. So there'll be 6 men here doing that this coming season during November to take time out from what all they're doing, and so we'll be a part of that as well.
Well, and there's that's a really kind of cool organization too, kind of different, and it really makes you think. I don't know how many times I've heard people talk about how you just feel close to God out in the woods,
Yep.
and if you're sitting there and you listen to the squirrels running around, I mean, you do, you feel, I don't know, just at peace a lot of times.
Yep, and those guys get a time to get away. And you know, what most folks don't realize is, if you look at the statistics, pastors have a hard time. Their friends are disconnected a little bit. They've got multiple things against them. They've got a lot of pressure on them. They're dealing with people. And so this is a week where they can get around to other guys that have the same issues, concerns, have some folks to come around them and encourage them. We'll be a part of that, as well as Dennis and the rest of Real Momentum and the Pastors in the Outdoor team, just to say, hey, take a break, know God loves you, and know that there are other people who understand and care. And so we participate in that regularly. So,
well, wasn't last week like Pastor Appreciation Day?
Pastor Appreciation Day was, and this is Pastor Appreciation Month. So if you get a chance, reach out to your preacher and let him know that you care. We're always expecting them to reach out to us and let us know that he cares. And to be honest with you, sometimes from the pew, a lot of us, if we're not careful, will expect it because we pay them to do it, is how we approach that. And what you need to know about a pastor and a preacher is they do it because God called them to do it, and they do it because they care. And sometimes that can get a little tiring. So that week, that's what we'll be doing on that Thursday night. We're having the What's at Stake dinner with Dennis Wilder preaching and sharing. And so just want to let folks know that, get folks to come out. I see Jeffrey Burton on there and some other folks that have been a part of this ministry. So we're grateful that they come online to that. And we're grateful for WPKY always letting us come on and share what's happening. Mentioning that, the radio station is doing, and I don't know what the week is, but we have signed on for it, and it's coming. So we'll give you more info, and maybe but there's a scavenger hunt coming to Princeton.
Yeah,
and the reality is you're going to come to our store. We're going to stamp stickers, poke a hole in or something, a card. And at the end of the week, you get an opportunity to win some stuff. And we're looking forward to participating in that and being a part of what's going on in the community. If you haven't been down lately, come by Joseph's Storage Bin. We always need volunteers.
Boy, your window looks good right now. Who does your windows?
The ladies get together and do that. In particular, Miss Sheila Ossenbaugh, who was the former director, she comes back to do that. And, we want it to be not just a junk or a thrift store. It is a place of ministry, and it is a place that I think if you've never been, you need to come and see. Clothes are organized, things are in order, and the truth of the matter is we want it to be a place where people can be encouraged and shop. And a lot of folks, at pennies on the dollar can come and get their clothes and do what they need to do with their own needs and resources, as well as folks just coming down and getting the bargain. Man, it's an opportunity sometimes. And so that's what we're doing. And then we get to give back and encourage the community in that fashion. So if you haven't been down, come down. And when this scavenger hunt's going on, I promise you we'll have something for you if you come down to
Coats and jackets.
Coats and jackets are there. Boots are there. Christmas is coming out, meaning I think by next Monday, if you're getting ready to do your decorating, the whole basement is full of stuff, and it's coming up. And so everything from Christmas trees to lights to wreaths to whatever you all that like doing all that stuff want, it'll be there. So I love celebrating Christmas, but as far as lighting up everything and sticking stuff out and having to put it back up later, that's a whole nother subject. That's for some of you guys, and we'll have that ready for you. So come on out. It takes all types for the world to spin around, and I like to go look at what you all put out. Praise the Lord for y'all putting the lights out, but that's a little bit of work, and just to be honest with you, I might be lazy as far as that goes.
I am. I'm about as lazy as it gets.
Those are the kinds of things that are happening. We got more info coming. We're surveying right now on where we are supposed to be. I put a post up yesterday. God's not interested in us going to do for him. We need to find out where he's at work, get in the middle of it. So we're in a season right now for those that support, those that participate, those that have been a part of what we're doing, of just paying attention to what God's up to and getting in the middle of it. That's why we're doing the Man Church and the What's at Stake dinner. That's why we're encouraging the pastors in the outdoors. And so we're going to keep our feet on the ground and keep moving in what God puts before us. And so whatever you got that you feel like the Lord would have for us to converse about, holler at me. If you need a place to volunteer, come down to the store. We've got applications, and we want folks to be a part of what God's doing.
He said just plain holler at him. It's Brother Harrell Riley and H&R Ministries.
Yep,
and
call the office at 270-365-6044. Any needs or prayer concerns, let us know. And here's what I challenge you on the way out today. Pray for one another. There's lots of folks sick, lots of folks hurting, lots of folks, and if there's nothing else that you can do, that's a fib. You can always pray. So
look at there.
Pray.
We appreciate you.
Pray for one another. Thank
Brother
you all.
Harrell Riley, H&R Ministries. Hang on, Nichelle's next.
At Shelter Insurance, our agents are dedicated to helping provide personalized auto, home, and life protection that puts your family first.
This is Mike Gilkey, proudly serving Princeton, Kentucky and surrounding areas.
Planters Bank remains committed to delivering the highest level of support to its customers during this challenging time. In addition to their regular in-location and drive-through services, Planters Bank offers many remote banking services. You can check your balance, make a deposit, transfer money, and even fill out a loan or credit card application online. To learn more about their convenient banking tools, visit plantersbankonline.com.
United we stand. Divided we fall. Our state motto is serve Team Kentucky well. And today, these words hold true more than ever. That means wearing a mask. This simple sacrifice will help slow the spread of COVID-19 and get Kentucky's economy going again. This is Governor Beshear asking you to mask up for Kentucky.
1580 103.3 WPKY. And of course, we were just, before he gets in his truck, I told Nichelle, I said, he's the only man I think that talks faster than I do. Brother Harrell Riley with H&R Ministries. We love him and love every time he comes in. We appreciate him. Nichelle Vaughn is with us. We've missed her. We haven't seen her in a while. And I'll tell you, this COVID mess, the lady in blue, that pretty lady in blue over there is Nichelle Vaughn from the George Coon Public Library. And woo-wee, girl, y'all got a lot going on. I will say this. You're the busiest person with closed doors that I've ever seen. But, I want to say kudos to the library and all of you for going above and beyond and finding new ways to do things.
We are trying. We, of course, we did have to close for about 5 weeks. We were completely closed. As far as our doors. But we did try to, during that time, put as much that we could on Facebook and, virtual things, resources, because school was still going on during that time. The kids were doing, the virtual online school. And so we were trying to put resources out there for them that maybe they could use to help with their school. We tried as much as possible to get our services out there. at that point in time. Then we did reopen about the middle of June. We opened our doors back up on a very limited basis, and we're still kind of in that limited situation. We people can come in and they can check out books, and then they can come in and use the computers, but we only have about 4 of our computers open right now so that they're spaced out and socially distant, following the guidelines. And so we're still not able right now to have like our in-person programming that we get to usually get to have all the time. Ashley's not able to have in-person story hour with the littles, but we're trying to find ways to still incorporate that and do virtual things. And
I love the virtual story hour. I just want to say that. I think that's so creative and so fun, because I know kids had missed that.
Yes. And we've missed it. We missed our patrons. We were glad when, like I said, we could open up at least how we are right now and let people come in and at least check out books. We did for a while, before we opened the doors back, we offered just their drive-through service. So people could call in and say, hey, do you have this book, specific title? Or if there was an author that they, really enjoyed reading, they would say, hey, can you just pull some of this author and or mysteries or romance, whatever they wanted, and we would pull some together and they could just come through the drive-through and pick up. So we're very blessed. A lot of libraries across the state were doing curbside, so they still kind of the same idea. You could call in and they would bag it up and then they would take it out to you. But we're so blessed to have that drive-through that they could just drive right up to the window and we could hand it out to them.
How cool is that? I got a drive-through window at my library. I don't know about you. Well, I think that, have you found, I think a lot of people kind of, I don't know, maybe reignited a love of reading, since they've been home.
Yes,
it's the irony, the library is closed, but yet people want to read more. So it was kind of the ironic thing.
Well, they had more time to, because we were all stuck at home, and a lot of people had more time to read. So we do offer that Kentucky Libraries Unbound service, which is ebooks. It's ebooks, audiobooks, and there are some videos on there too. But we saw a great increase in that service as well, because people could have, get on their tablet or, Kindle or iPad, whatever, and use that service so they could get those ebooks to read. So,
well, and it's kind of like an old friend sometimes, you might not be able to see some of your buddies, but Huck Finn is still there. He hadn't gone anywhere. Louis L'Amour didn't go anywhere. He's still there.
Right.
So, that's some of those that are comforting, though, when you pull out some of those old classics and you're like, man, you know what? I need to, go back to where the red fern grows or something like that. That, I think, has really kind of saved a lot of parents and just...
Well, when you can't go anywhere and have those experiences, you can go to a book and you can go places through the book. So,
and I think that's so cool for the kids, too. What are some of the popular new kid titles that you've got?
As far as little kids, we, of course, Pete the Cat is always a big one. We have some new I'm excited about. We have up in the children's library some new kind of like their biographies, what they are, but they're easy. So, they're we keep them in our easy section. So it's more of like a story instead of, kind of like a biography was, it's more it's written more informational, like this happened. But these are more in, like into a story where even littles will get interested in it. So.
Oh, that's fun. Well, in the crafts, boy, you have become the place for crafts.
I have to give credit definitely to Ashley and then Becca. Of course, probably not everyone is aware, but I'm expecting our second child in December.
Are you really?
So I've been kind of in and out with my appointments and things, and so I've asked Becca Poole, who has been working for us for over a year now at the library, and I asked her. She's very creative. She's done a lot of our displays for us up front and everything, and so I said, "Hey, you think you could come up with some crafts for the adults and that they could come by and pick up just like the littles. So she has going on right now. We're calling these, all of them, even, the kids and the adult crafts, we're calling them take and make because, like I said, we can't have in-person programs right now. So they get it all together and they, sit it there by the door, and so people can drop in and pick it up and take it with them. But she's doing something, she's done a couple now for fall, but she started doing something different with this last one. She's hoping that these crafts that lead up to Christmas that are more, they're things that people can make and then gift since Christmas is coming up.
You're listening to 1580 103.3 WPKY, Princeton. I'm sorry, I needed to throw an ID in there.
That's okay.
Live radio at its best.
So this one it's a picture block. So it's a wooden block that has the stem on it where you can stick the picture in, but you can, she's got some paper in there that you can decorate, and Mod Podge thing, on the wooden block, different paper with different designs. And, so she said, you can obviously keep it for yourself if you really like it, but it's something that you can gift away if you want to. But what she's doing differently with this one is she did make it like an instructional video on how to do it. She did post that on Facebook, but we know that not everyone has Facebook or social media. So she has created and put that video on a DVD so people can come in and check the DVD out and watch it at home, so they know how to make
I want to tell you, I think that's one of the most thoughtful things that I've seen any place do in a very long time, because I know a lot of people have gone and done it, on social media and that sort of thing. But there's so many of them. Like my mom loves to do things with the library, but she's not great necessarily on social media.
Right.
This makes it available to everybody. And I am so incredibly proud of everything, especially those. I think those are amazing.
Yes, yeah.
I know it seems like a little thing, but that can be a big, huge thing to a lot of people.
It is. Because we want to reach as many people as we can, and where there are many people on Facebook and that follow our page and stuff, but then there are some that they just don't have the internet,
access,
they don't have social media. So that is an idea she came up with to do. So we have those available to pick up right now, so anybody can drop by or call in. Again, we'll still hand it out the window. Some people are still hesitant to go in places and things like that, so we're still offering the drive-through service for book checkouts, and then also to pick up things. So that's an option. I'll jump over to what Ashley's doing this week with her craft and things. So every week she has still been trying to, at normal story hour time, 10 o'clock on Tuesday, posting a video. Sometimes it's her reading. Sometimes she's got guest readers. This week, so at 10 o'clock today, it's she's collaborates every month with Ashley, now Board, from the Extension Office. And they, so today's Stories, Songs, and Stretches with Ashley Board.
And it's so cute. So cute.
They do such a good job. Ashley does such a good job at the Extension Office with all of her things, and we are so glad that she collaborates with us and works with us. But so they'll be doing that today at 10. That'll be on there at 10. And then the craft for this week that can be picked up for the kids, it's a Halloween door hanger craft. So they can decorate that and then hang it on their door for Halloween.
So cute. Oh, Christmas is going to round the corner. I can't wait to see the Christmas ones.
Oh, I know. They're cute. I do all the ordering of the crafts and things, so I get a sneak peek of what we're doing. So
you know what though, a lot of crafting has saved a lot of people during this too. That's gotten to be a big, oh my gravy. If I'm going to be home, I'm going to be crafting.
Right. Well, like I said, when there's nowhere to go and nothing to do, right. It's you have more time for things like that, which is good. That we kind of take a step back and remember things like that, and that we have those options available to us to work on. But anyway, so then just a couple other things like that we have going on. So on this Thursday, Ashley's going to have out a makerspace. So she's still, we had the makerspace program at the library where the kids would come in. It's those like STEM activities where they're building things or putting things together. So still trying to get that service out as well, even though we can't meet in person. So she's going to have you can pick up this activity as well, starting on Thursday the 15th of this week, and it's going to be a catapult. You can make a catapult, and then there's going to be like those little pom-pom, craft pom-poms that they get to can shoot after they get their catapult put together. So cool. That's the Makerspace activity. And then also just a program we've got going on. So we're promoting, we hate that, our family video, went out of business and things like that. But we, and I don't know, a lot of people still may not realize that we have DVDs at the library that you can check out. So we're trying to promote that. And
you'd be surprised at the depth of their collection, too, by the way. I was surprised.
And we try to, we still try to keep, of course, there hasn't been a lot of new movies that have come out recently because of the COVID, but we try to keep, current titles, current films out as well. And so the incentive for this month, for the month of October, is if you check out a DVD, your name will be entered into a drawing, and then we're drawing two names each week. So there'll be 2 prizes given away each week to those that are checking out the DVDs. So that's just a cool little thing we're doing this month for October.
I think that's so cute. You guys did a I'm thankful for other people kind of thing. What was it? Just a few weeks ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, we're celebrating to kindness and doing kind things for each other. And so we had, if you could nominate someone, and then both your name and their name went into the pot for a drawing for little prizes too.
I just think that's cool because that's something you're rewarding people for doing good things, and that's teaching kids a really great lesson, which the library has always kind of been there for, huh?
That's right. Well, and speaking of that, we've got a big project going on right now that we're proud of. We're doing some restoration work. If you've driven, by the library and seen the big scaffolding and the lift trucks and things like that, we are doing some restoration on the buildings in order to keep them. We want, of course, to keep them viable and around for as long as possible. That oldest section of the library was built in 1929, and then the new section was built in 1969. And so there are just some things we needed to patch up and repair, some, the brickwork and the mortar where we wouldn't have any, we could waterproof it, wouldn't have any, leaking through the brick and things like that. So we are trying to get, all that, trying to be proactive instead of reactive, so it doesn't become a bigger problem later down the road.
Books and paper probably, not good friends.
So we
as far as with water, I'm just thinking.
So we that's been going on for the last couple months, and anyway, that's something. You can't, maybe to the untrained eye, wouldn't be able to tell, but we think it looks a whole lot better. Those of us that are there every day, and you can see it. And then we're also doing the same thing with the genealogy building. So just making sure that our buildings are taken care of, and like I said, we'll be around for many, many, many more years, hopefully. So.
Well, and I bet we have to thank the friends of George Coon for helping out throughout the year as well to take care of everything.
Well, and we've missed our friends because, of course, we can't meet, and we didn't get to have the book sale this year. But they're, of course, always working behind the scenes. Anything that we need, if there's something we need, we can always call on them to help us do whatever. So we're. We will definitely be glad when we get to get back together with them and start planning for next year. So
it's coming, and the good thing it is you don't have to be around 100,000 people at once inside a crowded room to read a book.
Right.
You can do that by yourself
and
feel like you're with a whole bunch of people at the same time. So Nichelle Vaughn, we want to thank you so much. Congratulations on the new baby. And so if we see her disappear for a little bit, we'll know why. But hey, congratulations, and we're very happy for you.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. We wish you all the luck in the world.
Thank you. And then I'll be back in, of course, like I said, I'm not due. we're hoping we get a before Christmas baby, but we'll see how that goes. But I definitely next month, want to come in because we have some thoughts. We may, of course, not get to have our Polar Express event like we've been having it, but we're developing our plan and putting some thoughts together. So once we get that all finalized, I'll definitely want to come in and talk about that and what we've got going on.
It's right around the corner. I'm so excited because books and Christmas, they just go together, don't they?
They do.
Thank you so much, Ms. Nichelle Vaughn from the George Coon Public Library. Remind them your hours.
Right now, I'm glad you asked that because I was going to mention that. So right now, our hours are a little shortened due to right now we're still having to quarantine the books that come in, so we have to keep them separated for so many days and then clean them before we can put them back into circulation. So we take the morning to do that. And then, of course, in the afternoon, we close a little early so we can clean everything, wipe everything down, deep clean it before the next day. So our hours currently are 9:30 to 4:30, Monday through Friday, and then 9:30 to noon on Saturday.
Well, that sounds fantastic. And if they want to get a hold of you to go ahead and reserve computer time or anything like that, or if they got a question, remind them their phone number.
270-365-2884.
Serving Caldwell County since 1950. We're 1580, 103.3 WPKY Princeton.
News. I'm Chris Foster. Members of the Senate Judiciary Committee are questioning Supreme Court nominee Amy Coney Barrett. Fox's Griff Jenkins.
We're in for roughly 11 hours over the course of the next 2 days, and that's barring any procedural challenges or surprises from Democrats attempting to postpone or delay the process. There's 12 Republicans and 10 Democrats on the committee. Each senator gets 30 minutes.
The confirmation hearing ends Thursday with witness testimony. Johnson & Johnson's coronavirus vaccine trial is on hold over a participant's unexplained illness. The company not saying what that illness is. Chief Financial Officer Joe Woke tells Fox Business Network.
It should really reassure the public that all scientific, medical, and ethical protocols are being followed to the utmost degree.
AstraZeneca's coronavirus vaccine trials on hold over a patient's developing a neurological condition. 2 other American companies' trials are still active. America's listening to Fox News.
Before your next flooring job, make Lowe's your first stop. See the latest styles in our new flooring showroom. We carry more tile, more vinyl, more laminate and hardwood than ever before. Whatever you need, we have the job lot quantities you expect at bulk pricing to save you money. Shop in store or online at lowesforpros.com. Need materials delivered to your job site? No problem. Our pro team can help you get the job done right and on time. It's just one more reason why Lowe's is the new home for pros. U.S. only.
Now, Audible gives you audiobooks, podcasts, Audible originals, and more, all in one place. Whether you want to dive into a series, listen to a popular bestseller, or check out the latest episode of a great new podcast, Audible has you covered. Enjoy genres you love, like motivation, mysteries, and sci-fi. Follow names you know in comedy or true crime podcasts. Or discover the Audible exclusive everyone's talking about, The Sandman. And for a limited time, Prime members get $50 off their first year of Audible Premium Plus membership. Visit audible.com to get started.
Life is filled with moments. Moments we share with those we love, worry about, and strive to protect the most. At Woodman Life, we provide life insurance and retirement products to help protect you and your family so that you can enjoy all the moments to come.
This is Josh Ray, your local Woodman Life agent. Come see us at 1009 West Main Street or give us a call at 365-6111.
Certain eligibility and age restrictions apply. Woodman of the World Life Insurance Society, Omaha, Nebraska.
Your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast. Plenty of sunshine and cooler conditions today. We're going to see a high around 72. Overnight, clear, cooling down to 44 degrees. Tomorrow.